I want to try to do an introspection about what it means, the big guy and the it factor. Because that word prepping somehow got to be a word you want to like distance yourself from. It's like, I don't want to be lumped in and associated with that fringe lunacy conspiracy community or something. It's like, what? Like, don't you have to think in advance? And I'm like, even like, how should I go about getting a driver's license during the test if I'm not scanning? I have to already know what to look and scan for. There's a few distinct things, right? Uh, red hexagonal stop sign, pedestrian, moving around behind things. You have to look for a reflection off of things to turn into a lane. If there's nothing else, looking through bushes. That's not telling you that, oh, just go, by the manual. But so you're making preparation, and everything is preparations. So is there bad people that are trying to convince or trying to trick me into thinking that's bad? Oh, don't make preparation. I've hit on that point before, but there's another thing. It's like a little bit more. I don't know if you want to say advanced, because it doesn't have to. You don't have to go there with that either. So prepping, it's like taboos or something. Because there's like, what is this shift like that lets people know when these words are something to like take energy from or give energy to you? Because at some point in time, circumstances was the good word to describe or to try to express something, but then overusing, you have to look for a different word to describe something, or it'll take energy, but that has more to do with the dynamic. Because it's like the Matrix. It's like, oh, I see where you're getting so far in your how you express you know where you're trying to get to as far as like becoming more expressive. So what about with this shift in the dynamic? You will now have to lean on another terminology. So you can't talk your way out of circumstances anymore. Like, that's not the point to what it's for, but now I'm acutely aware that you might try. So and this is kind of a eucatastrophist point of view, which I don't want to say there's no bliss rap. I can't just be a eucatastrophist, but I can use some eucatastrophist examples, because it's like, what are you describing? A circumstances for you to break your one rule, or a circumstances for an exception to the rule. So you can speak to the dynamic. You can talk to the dynamic. So the word dynamic now gives me energy, and the word circumstances takes energy away, and I won't get to a higher level. I'll get to the level that of somebody who is not here to pertain to a whole lot of knowledge. And that doesn't necessarily even mean a bad thing. It just means that you're not you wouldn't even be trying, it wouldn't even be the point to try to express that anymore. Which is pertain to the dynamic that I'm looking at as far as transcendence. You have to transmute density. And you're not, it's like you learn your way around rabbit hole. You learn your way around pitfalls and stuff. So you just stop falling into and then once you've arrived at, you want to stop falling into them, then you have good reason to make the I don't know, the departures, or it's like why you use that example or something. Why are you getting at that through that route? Why do you take these routes? Why do you take that route? Why you want to go that route? Because of course why is still why, and then really the reason. It's just that sometimes it's like you get around having to explain things on behalf of you don't know too much enough already for me to want to kill you. Oh, what lets you know if somebody is has a trip? Because directives. It's gonna That's weird. That's how longevity translates into a metal eventually. Adamantium. It's a trip. And it's gray. It's like silver. It's gray hair. Silver. If you try to enter some temples in ancient history or something like that, this will electrocute you. But if it's all gray or something like that, then you'll be a smuggler. You'll smuggle you're not really smuggling. Because I think what happened is the dynastics took over. Because you don't need reductive reasoning to explain how you come thus far. It's like it's more the ageist, like not wanting to listen to older people, and some reasons, like when it pertains to something that, like a skill or something that means, or methodology, like, or maybe you should listen. Like if they're trying to school you on how to live your life, then don't listen. Because what's more valuable, like a commodity or something like, than what could affect your own behavior and actions, right? It's going to be an attitude that you get gained off of perspective, tell you how to navigate, and like and I'll tell you everything about your life and who, like what uniform you put on, what profession and everything you go into. But they, it's in. Of course, they're going to use it in science fiction and stuff. Like this steel skeleton of Wolverine is adamantium. There's basically and those temples, sorry, that were dealing with all this electricity, they would shave every hair on their body. They wouldn't have eyelashes, they wouldn't have eyebrows, they wouldn't have if they had hair, they'd have to coat it with something, axle grease or something. But adamantium smugglers would come through there. They would let them go through because they thought that they would perish or something. They didn't know that they didn't perish. Because it's like there was a portal lamens inside of the temple. And they use all the electricity to try to open up the portal, like they do in Heart, whatever. They try to open up the Devashanic plane so that they can find the Higgs boson and study the Higgs boson. It's on a Devashanic plane. There's a quantum aspect to eroticism, has a quantum aspect that applies, and there's quantum physicists who are interested in that Devashanic plane of existence that they find the Higgs boson. Fuck, I just lost myself. I'm completely lost. I'm not solving for any universalities anymore. I'll just be looking for dialectic reasons to sabotage these debates. No choice. No choice. Because I'm a Unitarian modalist. I'm a modalist Unitarian. I mean, I can see why somebody would even join that church if you didn't know better. I mean, they got ayahuasca trip. You can go on an ayahuasca adventure with them. They do barbecue. You know what I mean? They're nice enough to let you pet the dog and everything, and just don't steal. Because, everybody hates that. But they are all about Skittles and dialectics. And you even be knowing that they're just sitting back plotting all the time, and you're just like, oh, I want to go and walk through the garden and pet the rabbits. Shit, like that's why they got you in there. That and the fucking San Pedro cactus is like, they figure they'll let you chop off an arm or something. Like it just grow my own bushel or something. They got the original strain of San Pedro from the Johnson Rose expedition to Bolivia. That has the real psychoactive, not the kind that they changed it so that they don't house it anymore. What's that, Home Depot? Yeah. So you'll walk right into their gingerbread house. I'll walk right into their gingerbread house. Oh no.